down. Say I can't win, I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win, I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I start, I finish shit until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins, yeah. Wins, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished shit until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of runs to keep them stressing. I been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but to judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace up my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat, I'ma stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Imported from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flowing too pop.
We were muted.
Yes. There we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, look at you. You glowing. What is going
You
on?
know, I got the glow.
Man,
No.
Mother's Day must have been real good because, hey, that was wrong. Yeah.
You gotta fake the funk, you know.
Oh,
Anyway.
listen, they told me to faith it till you make it.
Right? I think I got too much light on me. That's probably why I'm going so much. My nose is like my nose are bigger than usual.
I thought you were finna say you were pregnant. I don't know.
Oh no, not at all. Definitely not. Anyway, what's going on? Welcome everybody to Live with Eric and SoSo. I am SoSo.
And I am Eric. Man, it's so good to be here. This Thursday night, 8 o'clock. This is our time.
Yeah.
This is our
8
time.
o'clock
This
on Thursday. So how was your weekend or week?
Oh man, it was man, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. Of course, we just did come out of the Mother's Day weekend and had a chance to go down and do my usual for my mom and serve her, give her flowers per se, and all that good stuff. And it was good. It was good. It was good. It's been a good week so far and all that good stuff. So, but how about you? How things going on your side?
I didn't get my flowers from you. Still waiting on them. But other than that,
them folks get fired, man. I promise you, they are get fired. Man, man, just say it. Well, say it again. They getting fired. It's just sad. It's just sad that you can't count on them folks to do what they say they're gonna do.
Anyway, my Mother's Day was great. My mom, myself, my sister, my kids, and two of my kids, rather I don't have to work, and my niece and nephew, we all went out to Cooper's Hawk and had dinner and wine and stuff. So it was good. It was a nice night. We had fun. Then during the week we just basically we filmed and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Pretty much what happened.
That's good. So how's the filming? Everything on schedule? Oh, you only had to say it. Your face said it all. Is it that bad? No, it's not.
I won't say bad. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot. That's what I'm gonna say. It's coming. It's happening.
Okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still excited.
Yeah.
And things happen, but that's the type of stuff that makes us great. We have to have those days to understand, to appreciate, what we went through and all of that good stuff. So it's all part of the
I guess so. Ooh, I was like, God, if you tested me, boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, things from God's supposed to make me feel good inside. Like I'm feeling Yeah, so
Yeah.
God, it got to be the biggest blessing behind this in the world. All right.
Well, well, it's coming. You know, listen, I can't wait. I'm excited about it, and it's gonna be a big deal. And
Hold on.
that's
So
that's
let
all
me
I can
record.
say.
This is my AD right here. This is Versatile, aka Andre Hunter. Tune in
What's
real
up,
quick though.
Andre?
Just find everyone blessed. Hey, Verse.
Okay, so
After the
AD,
storm is the
uh,
blessing.
AD
Better be
is
a big
that
blessing, Verse.
is that assistant director? I'm just guessing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
assistant director. Praise God for him,
All right,
because
all right. What's
whew,
up, brother? Hey
without
man, we're
him,
doing great.
without
Yeah,
him, it would just be, yeah, he's bomb, he's the bomb.
that's
Bomb diggity. Do
awesome.
people
That's
still say
awesome.
that? If they don't, I do. You know
The
how I'm
bomb
doing, Verse.
diggity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we edit that out? Can we?
He's
Oh, we
amazing,
live.
shall I
Oh,
say.
but guess
He's
what,
an
man? We
amazing
live.
AD. I'll say that. I give him his flowers.
He
Throw them to
is
him.
officially the bomb diggity. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. Officially the bomb diggly. You're welcome.
All right. All
You're
right.
welcome. All right. So let's cut into it, because we be running over time trying to get into our topics, because we be so into our topics. So
Right.
I just want
Right.
to get into this topic real quick. And it's I came up with this topic because I just came up with this topic. It's I just thought it was a good topic, just because some conversations that I've been having, and I'm like, that's a good topic to come into. So the topic today is basically, is he or she your person?
Mm,
Are you in a relationship with, um or married to someone that's really not the person you're supposed to be with?
my,
So
my,
let me get
my.
this. Brandy,
Hey,
no, hi,
Brandy.
just joining her. We just started. You came right on time,
Right
Brandy.
on
We haven't
time.
even
Right
got to
on
the topic
time.
yet. Well, we just got to the topic.
Oh,
So,
Brandy, man,
uh,
listen, put on your seatbelt and buckle up, everybody, because it is about to go down. So listen, here's the deal. So you're saying that this ain't got nothing personal to do with you. Okay, this is what you're saying.
no,
Because people be asking me, they say, "Well, hey, do y'all pick these topics because of things that's going on in your life?" And I asked it. I said, some
sometimes
of it is, yeah, just being real. Some of it is, but in this case, it's not, because it's not for
it
me.
may be.
Okay, okay, because I
It
just
may
need, I just want to put that disclaimer out for me.
be.
It ain't. It's her. It's not me. This is not
It
me.
may be. But see, I ain't with nobody, so it ain't for me now.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? I'm single, single. All
okay.
right. So it may be a pass or something.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's
Uniquely,
fair.
uniquely
Hey, Miss Rice.
made in his image, Rice. Okay,
That's right.
hello.
Uniquely made. Amen. Amen.
So, Eric,
Yes.
since you always try to make me start first with these things, so you can
Well,
piggy off me. Um,
it's so much easier
do
that
you
way.
think? Do you believe that someone can be with someone they're not? Hold on, we got another comment from first. I get asked sometimes, topics are mostly for those who aren't as bold to speak for themselves. So I
There
use
you
my platform.
go.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's true.
See,
Like,
you know what? That's
yeah,
going to be our official stance right there.
that's our disclaimer.
That's it right
That's our
there.
statement.
And that'll
It is
take the
not about
pressure off
me.
us.
It's not
It's
about
not
me.
about
It's
us.
about you.
Right,
It's
right.
about
We
y'all.
we want you guys. I mean, these are the things that y'all talking about, thinking about, and you wanted to ask, but hey, we're gonna just put it out there, and there it is, right there. Man, we're gonna
And
be your voice.
I'm very transparent, because I be saying my own, personal stuff in this too. So we all go through it. So, but this isn't
Absolutely.
about me. It's about you. All
It's
right.
about you. And amen to that. You know,
I really do, because we
and I'm gonna
settle
say another
sometimes.
disclaimer. If y'all see me squinting and everything, it's only because I took my contacts out. And yeah, I'm struggling over here, but I'm gonna get through it. But
That's
I'm gonna
okay,
go ahead
Andrea.
and
I
start. You
mean,
said
Eric, I'll read to you.
you read. Okay,
All
thank
right.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So your question is, can a person be with the wrong person?
Is it their person? Like, you know how you know who your person, or sometimes do you know your person, and you marry this person thinking they're your person, but are they really your person? How do you know that this person isn't your person or is your person?
Yeah, that's the harder question. How do you know that they is your person? And because I think naturally when opposition comes, it's easy to say that's not my person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we make the mistake at. Okay. Now, so when we go and say, well, hey, is this my person? Well, here's the thing. Well, you know what? Let me say this because I had a conversation earlier, and they was talking. I think I made a post somewhat about it, but I didn't go into a whole lot of detail because it was a conversation and I didn't want to just put all that information out. But here's the deal. Okay, so you remember early on we had the 80-20. We had that show,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about the 80-20. And this was something that was so profoundly that was brought to me. And the thought was that 80 that okay, so we leave the 80 to search for the 20. Okay, but then
Right.
but the thought was, you know, God reserved, that 20% for him. And it's almost like, and the way I made the point is, that post, I said, you know what, allow God to bridge the gap between that what's lacking in that relationship. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring that up so is because, you know, a lot of times we go into the direction of saying this person is not, he's not for me or she's not for me, but it's really you are looking at the deficiency of the okay, they doing a lot of stuff right, but then they're doing some things are wrong, and then so now you're focusing on the things that they're doing wrong, and that is not for you to say that this person is not for you. This is for you to go before God and allow God to bridge that gap. And now, of course, I'm talking in the sense of a marriage situation, because a lot of times what we see is that marriages end because somebody say, hey, this is not my person. But
Mm-hmm.
what if it's, when are we going to get to the point where we just really realize that nobody is going to be 100% right? Nobody's going to be
So I have a question. Kind of a question
that.
statement. All right, and I agree with you for real. I do.
No, she don't. Yeah,
But
listen, she never agrees with me. I'm ready. I'm bracing up for it. I'm ready. Come on.
but
She set me up,
okay.
first of all.
What if okay, say like you're with somebody, all right, married dating,
Hmm.
and you're comfortable with them, you spent years with them, and then you meet somebody, and this do not meet somebody to date them. You just happen this person just happen to be in your circle some kind of way, maybe work, maybe you know what I'm saying, something,
Hmm.
and you all talk a lot, you all like you're comfortable with this person, and you're a little more comfortable with this person than you are with the person at home, and you're not looking or trying to figure out, you think this person at home is pretty much what you're supposed to have, but this person comes in and you start to feel different about this, you start to get a different feeling
Hmm.
with this person, like not intentionally, but you're realizing like, wait a minute, like I'm so comfortable with this person. I can pour myself out to this person. This person is comforting me. This person is joking with me. We are so compatible. We he listens, she listens. She under I don't want to say she because I'm talking about somebody's situation, but whatever.
Right.
She listens. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? She just like it's a whole thing of what you it makes you feel good inside. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Absolutely.
want to be around this person, you want to talk to this person, you want to because you want this person in your life. But you
Right.
got something at home. But
Right.
this something at home don't make you feel that as good inside as
Mm.
this person not at home. So then
Right.
you start to question like, who am I supposed to be with? Like, is this my person or is the person at home my person? Like, how do you know that the person at home, you never, even from the beginning, that first googly love, you never got that type of feeling from that person in the beginning that you got from this person here when you wasn't even looking to get that type of feeling from that person.
Right. Right.
So, how do you know that this is supposed to be the person you're with and this
Yeah, I mean
isn't?
that's legit. But here's the deal. See, when I'm hearing you, and it's kind of like, like if it's a guy, okay, and the guy saying, I mean,
And
and
he's married
well,
or engaged. Engaged, not even married
or
yet.
just in a committed relationship. It's a
Relationship,
commitment
yeah.
there. Okay. All right. So and it's not to belittle anything that you're saying, but I want to kind of put it out
You
like I
always
promise
try
you. I
to.
know, I promise you that that's not where I'm at. But I want you. I want to think at it, like a man, and say, well,
Okay.
okay, because this is how I see it. Okay, if I look at a woman, if I'm in a committed relationship, but I find another woman attractive, does that mean I'm supposed to go and pursue the fact that I find her attractive? Because if that's the case, then I'm gonna constantly be pursuing everything that I look at.
What
Because
if you wasn't looking at this person as being attractive? This person, I mean, she's attractive, but you had no intentions of like liking this person or even having feelings for this person or even dating this person. Y'all
doesn't
just built
matter.
a bond. Some kind of way that bond just happened.
So the key word that we should key in on is the word commitment, because
Mm-hmm.
those feelings that, and we just call them feelings, that they will always happen. Okay,
Really?
there now there is some ways that you can safeguard yourself, but I use, and that's why I said I didn't want to belittle what you're saying, because I wanted to oversimplify by just saying, okay, a guy could just look at a woman and say she's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that he did something so horrible because he find another woman's attractive? No, God did that. So in other words, there's some things that just really attract men and women, to each other. And so when you experience that with a person other than the person that you committed to, that doesn't mean that that is your new person. No, I mean, and see, that's why I really want to go back to the 80-20 rule, because that's happening every day. And the way that it's going to show up is that, let's say the person you're in the relationship is not communicating with you well, and then all of a sudden you start going on a
Mm-hmm.
dinner, going out to lunch with maybe a coworker, whatever the case may be. Then all of a sudden, man, you engaged in these great conversations, right? Then all of a sudden you start thinking, well, man, this is my new person. This is the one man, he makes me feel so much good. But be careful, because you're literally chasing that 20%, that percent that your committed person is lacking. Okay, and now
Yeah,
you're going after that.
but, but,
Mm-hmm.
what if you did marry the wrong person?
See,
What
yeah,
if the person you married is not your soulmate? Is not your person? And you looking at this person as my 80, she's my 80 because I married her. And this person is my 20 because I married my 80. But what if the person that you're looking at as your 20 is really your 80, and the person you married is really your 20, but because you married this person, you're looking at them as their, because you've been with them for so long, you're comfortable with them, but you're pretty not a little miserable. You're not too happy. And as I said, in the beginning of your relationship with this person, you didn't get that feeling, never got this feeling from this person that you're getting from this person. That you never got the butterflies and the wow feeling from this person. You just got like, okay, we cool, we friends, I like her, we getting married. I'm gonna marry her because I've been with her for so long, family, love her, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna marry her.
it's supposed
And
to
but
happen.
she could be my 20. And
Right,
so you looking at this as 80 because of comfort and time,
right.
but you're not that happy. And you never really had that type of feeling. You never even knew what it felt like to feel the way that you felt when you talked to this person who now you look at as a 20 and you're warning yourself be careful of because you think you married your 80. Only because you married this person don't mean that person is your 80.
Right.
You know,
But it
people
does
marry
mean
their people marry their sevens.
that so let's go a little deeper. Before we go a little deeper, guys, what I want you
You
guys
want to
to
go through the
do.
comments first?
Well, yeah, and while we
Oh,
go
you
through
got
the
some
comments, I
comments.
want everybody to make sure that you like and that you share this broadcast and make sure that it gets out. That'll definitely help us big time. Okay, so we finna go
Yes,
through the
please.
comments. Okay,
All right. So unique Lee said, I really do because we settle sometimes. She think that somebody they can be with their wrong person.
absolutely.
I just say 100. Oh, I think it has to be a spiritual connection as well as a mental and not just physical connection. That's true.
Hmm.
That's true.
That's right.
And she agreed with you when you were saying the 80-20 stuff and about, the God thingy, because I saw her put that up there. So
Okay.
you had one person agree with you.
Well, that's all I needed
Verse
was
6,
one.
I heard her, this is going. Where is it going, verse? Where you hear this? Where is it going? Come on in the room, SoSo. Yes, indeed. Explain that. Brandy. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta explain it to him. Sometimes I be having to put Eric up
Hey,
on game.
listen, I need the help, but here's the deal. And you guys make sure y'all share this out. I appreciate it. Um okay, so we go a little deeper.
Give
Now,
us some stars, y'all. We be having these little stars that say seeing 200 stars to pin your comment here or whatever. I don't
did we
know,
get one
but
star? I
give us
think
some
we
stars.
did.
Now I had starred what's the
Oh,
jig
you did that? Okay.
comment. Yeah.
And I didn't did
Yeah.
something.
Send us some stars. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Um so to go a little deeper, that we have to get to the point where we understand that we are in a commitment. Okay, so now and so there's two things that I want to bring out. One, you are in a commitment. Okay, and two, you are judging your commitment that you made versus a feeling that you have. Now, here's the problem: a commitment is going to speak for itself. It's stationary, it's concrete, it's set in stone. Okay, because that was your word that you put out, right? But here's the problem, guys: a feeling can change.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my question to you, my lovely co host, do you want to make a life decision based off of feeling?
Well, when you marry somebody, you marry them most times because you feel that you're in love with them, right? And you
Well,
feel that they're the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, right? Because those months and those years felt so good, correct?
okay.
So love is an emotion, it's a feeling, right?
Really?
And and then so we're automatically basing that commitment off how we felt in that moment to make ourselves commit to that person. Some people commit to people, even though them people, some people commit to like abusive people and, people that they know is cheating on them and hurting them and making them feel bad because of comfort and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But some people commit to people because they feel that they're in love with them. They're in love with them. They have a feeling of security, of happiness, with
Okay.
this person for the moment.
Right. Okay.
And so I committed to you because you made me happy for the moment. You made me feel love by you. I felt that
See,
you're in love with me.
I think we really want to kind of really just dig into that whole love is a feeling. I don't know if I made a decision. I know what got me into marriage. I don't know if it was because I was feeling a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Now, and what I want, what because the way I look at it, so is that um you're literally making a life decision. Okay,
Hmm.
because what you're saying is I am
This is why I
going
never made that decision, by the way.
and that's cool because and here and because a lot of people make that decision based off of feeling. And I think
Exactly.
this is why the divorce rate is so horrible right
Mm-hmm.
now, is because we're saying, okay, if I married him or her because I felt this way, now that I don't feel this way, then it's okay for me to not want to be married. But like I said before, feelings, feelings would always change. Well, let's go to the Word of
Exactly.
God. Let's go to the Word of God. And this is what I found when God was talking about faith, and
Mm-hmm.
but it can kind of go into, in every aspect. But um, he said, believe in your heart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I studied that now, and because I thought it was kind of strange that God said believe in your heart, but not in your head. And
Right.
then I realized, because your head is full of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Your head has these uncontrollable thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so what God is saying is that there is a place where you can just go deeper, and that can be more sustaining. Okay. And that's what we really have to have when we start going into this committed relationship, because those feelings really can change. And
Mm-hmm.
this is something that I get in a lot of counseling that I get. And you've seen it, everybody's seen it. I hear, stuff. I'm gonna just keep it simple. God told me to go. And that, I cringe every time I hear that. And I'm gonna tell you why. um if God told you to go, then who told you to connect?
Right.
Because see, when you got married, you said God told you to marry this person. And now that this feeling kicks in, and you feeling unhappy, whatever that feeling of incompleteness is, you feeling like, okay, well, now God is telling me to go. And I know every case is not the same, but my question always, did God get it wrong then, or is God getting it wrong now?
God
Because
ain't wrong.
God ain't wrong. So,
They got it wrong.
and that's
They
what
didn't
that's
listen
what
to
we
God.
at. That's what
God
happened.
didn't even tell them to be with that person. God ain't telling them to marry that person. That's what I'm saying. They did not marry their person, but they're staying with that person because they married that person, and the whole time they meet the person that their person, but they're rejecting that person. Or sometimes people be like, oh, he or she is a home wrecker. He left her for her. And let's even do like the Alicia Keys and what's her husband name now? Watch out. Alicia Keys and geez, Swiss
Oh,
Beats.
switch. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
And so everybody was like, oh, I don't like Alicia Keys no more because, his fiance was pregnant when they got together. And so I don't like her because she a home wrecker. She stole that man's wife or whatever. And sometimes people can realize that this is not who I'm supposed to be with. This is not who I'm supposed to marry. It was comfort. It was feelings. It was, what I'm saying. It happened, and it's been a while. And so I'm going to, God put this person in front of me for a reason. Who knows?
okay.
You don't always know the reason. Maybe sometimes you be with this person for a reason, but the reason isn't to marry that person. You know what I'm saying? The reason is to
Right.
maybe teach you a lesson, what I'm saying, for when you go to the next person, the one he really have
Or
for you.
maybe the devil put him there to tempt
That
you. I mean, that's a
exactly that
thought.
part too.
Yeah.
That part too. You talking they'll put the person there that's not the person that you with before. So you still gonna stand by that whoever I'm with. As if this man proposed to me and I accept the proposal, this is the man I'm supposed to be with because
Well,
I accepted the proposal.
I like to deal with marriage, because I don't I believe, technically, I believe until marriage, there, you got a right to I mean, you obviously got a right to divorce. But what I'm saying is, before the marriage there is no covenant. You know what I'm saying? So if
Mhm.
you wanted to break off an engagement for whatever reason, you good. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I want to keep it
Well,
And
I can't always talk on marriage, Eric, because I've never been married,
I got
and I'll be
you. I
biased.
got
I'll be
you.
talking like off of what I think I know. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, I
Or
got
whatever.
you.
So I have to kind of speak it in a perspective of a single person too,
And yeah,
because I've been
and
in long term relationships. I can speak on that matter also because shoot, long term relationship is if, without the word, without the saying I do, feels like a freaking marriage. Also,
I
and you
mean, it really
committed
does.
yourself to this
Yeah.
person exclusively, and but at the same time you committed yourself to the wrong person. Even when marriage, a lot of divorce happen because sometimes I know people who has so much infidelity in a relationship, so much infidelity, so much abuse in a
Mhm.
relationship, but they still married that person. They still committed themselves under God to this person. Is that their person?
Yeah,
Or do they
I
just do
don't
it
get
because
that.
they're comfortable and they got comfortable with this person? They've been with this person for a long time and they think that they supposed to be in with this person. So is it really their person? I don't think
Right.
God would put this person in front of you when because love isn't supposed to hurt, right? And
Hmm.
so I don't think he would put somebody in front of you that you to marry when he or she is abusing you. He or she is bringing other people into the relationship. He or she, so it's because we married and committed to this person, because made a commitment to this person, the person, our person.
Right. I get it. So you see, love don't supposed to hurt. You're gonna stand on
Right.
that. Okay.
Love is
Okay.
kind.
Yeah, now, and I agree with you. But there is a process. What the Bible calls it a pruning process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a process to where and really, and I talk about it in my book where there's that cleaving process. And that cleaving process, I think we talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
There is not love, and I agree with you. Love is not going to hurt, but I do believe that in that process of becoming the best you, there's going to be some cutting away and some adjusting and
Well, yeah,
some
of
breaking.
course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that part
Yeah.
is gonna hurt. And what happens in marriages or in relationships, that you start this process where God is working on you because he sees some
Hmm.
deficiencies in you, and he's
Right.
saying he's saying Eric, in order for you to be the best you, then there's some things that I'm going to have to deal with you with. Okay.
Hmm.
And so God starts working those things out because you're saying, hey God, I want to be the best husband. I want to be the best wife. So God said, okay, man, that's what you want. So I have to start this process with you. Okay, this process happened, and then all of a sudden now you start taking it out on your spouse or your significant other because that's the closest thing to you. And you and listen, man, I'm struggling in this area. I'm hurting in this area, and it's got to be your fault. And now all of a sudden, this 80-20 start kicking in because now you seeing that deficiency, and now and I know what you want to say. I know you want to say that, okay, God sent you this angel, okay, but I'm not so convinced that God sent that angel,
I'm not so
especially.
convinced that everybody you marry is your 80.
And
I'm
that's true
not. I'm
too.
not.
That's true.
I believe that because because like I said, with time and comfort and family, knowing and being around families and having children and whatever else, we stick there.
Let me ask you a
Until we
question.
realize that we shouldn't have never been there.
I want to
You
ask you
know.
a question now, and
Hmm.
and and definitely everybody that's out there listening, I want you to put it in the chat too. I want you to take away any type of abuse. I'm talking about mental, physically, verbal. Take that out of the
Hmm.
equation. And what do you think is the number one reason, other than what I just said, why people get divorced?
Number one reason other than most times it's like what financial. But if you want, most times it's financial and lack of communication.
Okay.
Did you say communication already? Yeah. So it's usually financial lack of communication. Sometimes it's just incompatibility. Like you're just not compatible. You start to lose interest in each other. You grow apart.
Okay. 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 Yeah. I mean, there's no there. I wanted to see
You
what
said
I
number
want.
one, I gave you like five, but
No,
it's
no,
fine.
and I promise because you could have kept going on and on. But when you break down incompatibility, when you break down finances, and you break down communication, all of that is gonna come back to I'm just unhappy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I caution the whole feeling thing. You know what I'm saying? Because see, something happened and it got a deficiency. You started out on this route, okay? I know we both in the process of writing a book. I listen,
Speaking
but
of that, let's
I
not even
know
go there.
I got you because
But
I got you on that. I promise you I do. I ain't saying nothing, but I got you. Um, but um, but I'm developing um these different phases that everybody, but especially men, go in life. It happens in relationships as a couple, but it also happen individually. And there's a place where there's a I can call it the money phase of your life or the building phase in your life. This is going to be by far the longest phase in the average person life. Okay, they're gonna be in either, whether you call it the money phase or building phase, but it's an accumulation. You're trying to accumulate something. Okay, now this phase comes in between the love phase and the and companionship phase. Okay, so the majority of the people that's here, man, we are in a building phase in our life. When you're in that building phase, you become very selfish in a sense, especially men. But see, but this is where we mess up in relationship, because a man is going to say, I'm trying to build because I want my family to have this. But he's become very selfish on the outside because all he's doing is building. But on the inside, he's saying everything that I'm doing for you, wife. I'm doing for the
mhm,
kids. And that's why men get so distraught when the woman says, okay, I'm leaving you because I'm unhappy. Because and listen, I'm in a group of thousands and thousands of men. And every time a new man come in that group, the first conversation he has is everything I did was for her. And this is
mhm,
why I started developing this, is because they come in and they think, I mean, it's always, I had no idea she was unhappy, everything that I was doing for her. And I say, yep, he was in the building phase. And she got unhappy. Relationship is over with. But was that right? In her mind, and it was another question that I asked. Have you ever ended a relationship and regretted it? Because we see that a lot
all my
too.
exes.
Okay.
Well, I ended it, but they
You
regretted it.
do it well, but you ain't never regretted one.
Mm-mm.
And that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But I believe that there's women out there that looked at a man, and because what you're gonna realize is that you're gonna leave a man because he's in a building phase of his life. And guess what you're gonna do? One guess. You're gonna find another man that's, guess what, in the same building phase. I mean, because you're gonna stay in the building phase until on the average between 25 to 65, you're gonna be in the building phase of your life. The shortest span is that love phase, man. Really, the love phase is like this. The companionship phase, listen, once you stop building, and now you just say, man, I'm here for companionship, man. But you ready to live out your life. This is when the especially the man, but as a couple, they're saying, you know what? Hey, we done everything. Now it's just time to live life until God calls us home. But man, but that is that, listen, that is so far to the end because I still see, man, my dad is like in between. My dad's almost 80 years old, but my dad still run his business. He still, I mean, ha, he's still in the building phase.
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, when does it end? Because technically, a man, even because he has to conquer something. And this is what I said. Even if it's just me going to the mailbox, a man is going to put it in his head that, hey, you know what? I successfully conquered walking to the mailbox, because he's going to always challenge himself. And the thing and the
No,
reason,
that's kind of slow. Um,
well, I'm
and
thinking,
walk to the mailbox. Now, was he having trouble walking before?
right. See, okay, let me kind of reset that, because I'm talking about when he's in that old, he could be sickly, he could be whatever.
Oh, okay, that's different.
What
Okay,
I want you
all
to
right.
understand is that even in his worst physical condition, a
Mhm.
man is still going to be fighting for something. And matter
But
of
see,
fact,
I know there's
yeah,
a situation that I know of where it's a husband and a wife, and the husband is in the field where basically his the field he's basically working, the career he's working on, it takes up a lot of hours of his day, a lot of time of his day. But the wife gets upset because he's out most of the hours of the day, and so which makes him have to end his day a little sooner before the full job is complete.
yeah,
And so it's like when she knows you're trying to build something, you're trying to build, you're working on a new career, and the career you're working on is going to probably, once you get bigger, it's probably going to take you away for months, for weeks.
right.
But she can't even deal with you being going for 4 or 5 hours, so is she the one that you supposed to be building with?
you know,
Like, is
yeah,
she your person?
right. And see, it doesn't. This is what I really want you to understand, is because if he left her, then he's going to connect with a woman that's going to feel the same way.
She's trying to
Especially
connect with the woman who understands, and
now,
maybe the woman that's in the same field as him also.
right,
And so she'll know that this is what it takes to get to where you need to go in your career.
exactly, and that
And I know, and this is the career you're trying. That's like saying like a actor.
mhm,
There he's out there doing all different kinds of acting jobs. Some of them free, some of them pay. But it's taking. He has to sometimes shooting takes one scene can shooting one scene can take about 4 or 5 hours. You
absolutely,
know, and so if he got like 3 scenes in one day, and it's taking about 10 to 12 hours, and if you got somebody at home that understands that, okay, today I'm shooting 2 3 scenes, I'm going from this time, it's never an end time where we're shooting, but probably don't expect me home before bedtime.
right,
If then, okay, I understand. Or it's you say you understand, but then she calling you, how much longer,
yeah,
when are you coming here, da da
right,
da da, interrupting your shoot. And it's like, I'm trying to build something for us.
right,
I'm not just doing this for me. This is something that I want to do for myself, because you got to do what you got to do for yourself.
right,
You can't do for other people, then you'll be unhappy. This is what
right,
I want to do for myself, but I know it's going to build a better life for us. And
absolutely,
I'm also going to be happy. But if
right,
you keep calling me, you're going to make me lose my job, because you're calling me, you're getting upset, and now I don't want to make you upset even more than what you are. So now I have to cut my shoot short to go home and make you happy.
right, right.
So that's selfish, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
are you supposed
definitely
to be with
selfish.
somebody selfish?
No, I mean, listen, I always say that selfishness is the number one relationship killer. But here's the deal.
Hmm.
But also in my book, I talk about how what we have to learn how to do in couples is we have to learn how to do life together.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to say one of my biggest problems is that, yeah, that I personally had, I see in other marriages, and a lot of people don't see it, but when you are literally living two separate lives, man, it's gonna easy over time, especially during this building phase, this money phase in your life. It's very easy for you guys. Let me get my hands right to just drift apart. It's gonna be very
Mm-hmm.
easy because
Yeah.
you have this established two different lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I advocate. I don't care if it's a hobby. I don't care if it's a ministry. I don't care if it's a side job, or something. But you have to, but do life, do something together outside of that, because because it's gonna come a point where if you keep doing life separate, you're gonna start feeling that selfishness, and so I totally agree with you on that. You know,
What? Thank you. So we're gonna get into some comments
yes,
though,
yes. And while
because
you
we
do
got
that,
a lot of them.
I'm gonna be right back. Keep going.
That's good, Eric. Some uniquely said. What happens when the comments change? I don't even. We was talking so long, Brandy. I don't even know what we were talking about when you said that. Love is an action. It is. It's supposed to be, at least.
Okay.
This is Manua, Eric.
Manya, man, that is one of
Maya.
my oldest friends back in my
She
hometown.
not old,
When
Eric.
I'm this, like we go way back. Come
Long
on now.
term friend.
Long, okay,
Say
that's
that.
bad. Long time friend. Yeah, we church together, played on the playground together. And yes, I knew who you was. I'm sorry. That's what I should have been saying. I
Feelings change. That's
appreciate you.
why it has to be a spiritual choice, I think. It does have to be, it has to be a spiritual choice. God is love.
God is
That is
love.
true, Adrian. Adrian, and then she also said the whole head is sick. That's why we need God in our relationships.
Amen to that.
Phew, tell me about it. People got some
Amen.
sick brains. Most times our lust is the reason why we say I do.
Man, we
It's
got to
true.
talk about
Or
that.
either I do or don't. Um no, God isn't wrong.
No, God isn't wrong.
And that's
God didn't
uniquely
get it wrong.
God did.
God word is
Yeah,
good.
God did not. God is truth. Me and women are liars. That is true.
Boy, she
Well,
is coming, boy.
I know,
Okay.
right?
Man, she
But
all over
God
you.
doesn't
She
give you
all over
another
you.
person husband. God doesn't give you another person husband, wife. Not another one, but God might have not gave you that first one. So he
Yeah.
give you your one that he had for you, but he waiting on you to let go and pick up that one and fix yourself before he bring you the one that he actually gave to you, because you gave yourself that wrong husband and wife. That was your choice. That wasn't
Okay,
through God.
okay. Do,
It's true. People marry the wrong. I've seen it so many times that relationships before the marriage, like you ain't supposed to marry this
I
person,
don't. Okay,
but then the healing has to happen before entering into something new to eliminate transferring unnecessary soul ties.
that is.
That's true.
That
I always
is.
talk about Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have to have that in the conversation. That's good.
Yeah. And soul ties. So yeah. Many are afraid to start over because of time spent. That's true. I know a lot of people that's been this is with people just because of time, that comfort. But in marriage they still have to execute everything possible to fix it, including counseling.
Absolutely.
That is true too.
You
Love and
okay?
marriage takes work. There's a lot. We missed a lot of comments. Love never fails, but it does hurt. That
That's
is
it. That's good.
love doesn't fail. Yeah, love will always cover many things that the natural eye can't see because of lust.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's true, because that
And
lust
and
can
and
take
and
over.
lust is the flesh. That's why we can't really go with feelings, because feeling speaks to the flesh, the lust of the flesh.
It's so much easier said than done. You have to fall in love with the final product from God, not the early, immature, lustful area of them you made up in your mind.
Mm.
Every person don't marry their true person. Thank you. Somebody asked who said that, because I need somebody on my side.
No, no. And listen, Okay, because I
Let me
got a
see.
story about that. I was gonna
Oh,
save
thank
it.
you. Now that's Terrence. That's Fats. That's my boy.
That's
And he
Tivas.
usually don't agree with nothing I say because we did the unfiltered podcast. We always want to. She said finances. That's the number one reason,
Hmm.
right? So thank you. I love when people say I'm right. Make me feel good. And this must be Terrence. Yeah, I feel people usually get divorced because they don't like being married. They like the thought of being married. They just want to say, I got a husband. I,
Hmm. Well,
people are getting married for the wrong reasons. That's Terrence. We got a lot of comments. People grow and grow apart, and commitments change. That's
right,
true. I
right.
agree with that too.
I can, I get
Terrence
that.
Powell,
I
as
get
well
it.
as they didn't calculate the cost of what it takes to make it work past the superficial.
Hmm. And that can happen over and over again, and that's why we got to be
Mm-hmm.
careful, because if you make it that simple, then how are you going to have something that is sustainable when it can just change, just because you
Just
don't
so
like
quick.
the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Usually due to them being unequally yoked. Yes, there's so
hmm
many people unequally yoked. That's what I'm talking about. Because you gotta be, even in friendships, like you can be unequally yoked. You hitting on the air. I'm hitting on it versus you on my side. You my 80. All right.
okay, we 1-1 or
We
not?
we no, you like 3-1, three
Yeah,
to
I'll,
two.
I'll I'll try to be
I
about
believe
it.
we go wrong when we don't understand, know how to penetrate or build on each other's love language and what makes one happy. Oh, we had that whole conversation. We can have fall back on the love language
Yeah, because the
show
love
again.
language is
That was
key.
like our first show,
Yeah.
that love language. A lot of people are not mature enough for these combos these days. That's very true.
Mm, man, that's it. That's it.
It doesn't always work that way, but it's possible. I don't know what he fell off of. It's always easier to talk from outside in as well as from the view of one party without knowing their actual conversations about their life setup.
Mm, I agree.
That's true. But we just giving examples. We're not really talking about their life, Trey. I think in a marriage that the man sets the pace or the mindset of which path should be taken. That part. What part, Andre? Mine is separate. Communication is key to everything as well as finding common ground. We missed a lot. Okay, it's going down. And then uniquely said, absolutely. People marry for convenience a lot of time.
Miss Joyce,
That's true.
J Diva, what's up?
That's true. People marry for convenience. People marry for because of comfort. People marry because they got pregnant. The woman got pregnant. People marry. It's a lot of reasons why people marry, and that's why sometimes it's not for the reason of why they should be married to each other. And
Well,
this is why I believe so many divorces happen. And this is why I believe sometimes they're not your person. All because you married them, that don't mean that that's who you were set up to marry, who God had on this earth for you to marry. Sometimes it's just, let me plug my laptop up before I die. Sometimes it's just because you met this person, you was dating them. Oh, it was fun, and you started to like them a lot, and y'all having a lot of fun together. And now he want to marry you, and you say yeah, and then you get in this marriage, thinking that it's all gonna still be the same, and it's like you start realizing that you was looking at something outside before you got married, like just the fun part of him, and this part, it was so fun. Y'all didn't really have those conversations. Y'all didn't really get to really even know if y'all actually like each other.
mm,
Sometimes people just marry because of, like you said, what's the shell, and not even really having conversations. Now you want to have those deep conversations once you said I do. Now you want to see if this person really is compatible with you after you said I do.
right.
But you never had those real kind of conversations because you were so just loving his look and loving how much fun y'all was having with each other. Those conversations never came up. Now you were trying to have those conversations, and now you realizing, like, who did I marry? We
Right.
nothing alike. We not agreeing on nothing. We don't agree on anything. And I said I do. Now what? I gotta be with this person because I committed myself to him or her. So it's a lot of reason you don't marry your person.
But when you put it like that, then I'm gonna say, yeah, I agree with you. Say I actually
Wait, rewind.
I'll say
You
it
put it
again.
like that.
I agree with you because see, I didn't think, and this is ignorance on my part, I'll admit it, that people really just casually got married that way. I'm just being totally honest. At least I wasn't really thinking along the line because I know, okay, well, she got pregnant, so we got married, and
Hmm.
but I get, but for the most part, my mind went to, you got two people that, made a conscious decision to go into this covenant with each other, and but hey, I'm living and I'm learning. Um, but even that, I want to share this story. Man, I heard this story. Man, you probably weren't even born yet. No, just kidding. But
Yeah, I was born in '98, so
it, it
probably
it
not.
it really was a long time ago. But this is how the story went, real short. So they were two brothers, and one was living in going to school here in the States, and the other one was at home in the Middle East. The brother that was going to school called his brother that was in the Middle East, and um, he said that I'm coming home to get married. So his brother asked him. He said, "Get married? How? Who is she? Is and how you just gonna get married? Like that?" So he said, "Well, I haven't met her yet." And so now his
Mm.
brother's like even more concerned. How you just gonna get married to a woman that you never met? And this was his response, and this is what a base that I use in counseling in certain situations. But just catch this. This is what he said. Um, he said, "Well, mom and dad chose her for me. Okay, you got to understand the culture. Mom and
Hmm.
dad chose her
Yeah.
for me. That was the first thing that he said. Um, now my I don't want anybody to get caught up in on mom and dad chose her, but what I do want people to understand that there is a place that I'm a big advocate right now, and that you need other people to vet your relationship. I said it before and I'm
Hmm.
saying it again now. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have is that we don't know how to choose a mate, and we need somebody outside of us that won't that we can get out of that lust part, and somebody that can I don't care if it's a good friend, mom, dad, or sister, but somebody who can sit down and say, hey, I understand that you might be having these feelings, you might be in lust, you might have this compromised situation, whatever the case be, but let's talk about some hardcore issues. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I want you to be at. So that's the first thing.
Well,
And
this is
then
why we're doing For the Love of SoSo,
exactly,
because
exactly.
you're gonna vet all the
We're
people
gonna
that's
vet
gonna come
all
on this
of them.
dating show for me, and you're gonna pick the right ones that I should be dating.
That's right. Y'all
Because
stay tuned because
I
it's coming.
apparently have been picking the wrong people for so many years.
Right.
So
that and it's
I'm
gonna
leaving
be a
it in
hit
other
too.
people's
For the
hands at
love of
this
so
moment.
so, it's gonna be a hit. But listen, that's the first. And the second thing is, he said, and this is key too. And I'm done. He said, he said, if I'm willing, and if she's willing to do what God would have us to do as it relates to the marriage of husband and wife, he ended up saying we would not have no problems. But I want you guys to understand that level of faith that he's showing here. And I know that is odd. I know that is weird because we're not in that mindset. But what I want people to understand, if the two things that he said, if we get back to other people vetting and just saying, you know what, I mean, bringing them home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people nowadays, I was watching a podcast of some, maybe 20-year-old, 30-year-olds, and they was literally saying, I don't want him to meet my parents. And I'm like, man, where have we gone? I mean, so we have to get back to some basic stuff, guys, because we're not doing good when it comes to marriage. I mean, so you know if the divorce rate is just getting worse, okay, then maybe we need to go back to some basic stuff. Okay, and that's how I look at it. That's not my closing, by the way.
Are we gonna go into some more comments? So we got a lot of comments. Uniquely said, and some married because of finances in are and or an arranged marriage. Arranged marriages, like you just said.
Hmm.
And then Andre says, so let me ask, if the person taking is looking outward and the person outward is looking at the taken person, what happens after? Usually how you get someone is how you lose them.
Mm.
And to an extent, I don't believe in home wrecking and stuff like that, but I don't. It's like it's to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not be wrecking a home. You may just be creating a home that God had set for you, but this person was with the wrong person that God didn't set, and you the person God set, and so
Can
you
we just
left
take
that
God
home
out of it?
to be. Oh, we don't take God out of it now
Okay,
because you don't
okay.
believe that people marry outside of God.
Well, I don't. I just. I mean, because now it's like. So we're gonna go into and say now God is putting this guy, this person
God
in
didn't
front
put
of
that
me.
person with the.
No, I'm saying the
Mm-mm.
new guy is now he's the holy grail. He's the one that got. He's the
Some
real one. You know, and I'm like,
sometimes you marry the person that was not put for you to marry on this earth. Sometimes you marry, like you said, based off lust,
I
based
get
off
it.
comfort. You got with this person because of this reason. This is not the person God had for you. The person God had for you was sitting there waiting for you, probably in your face for as many years as you was with this person, but you didn't know that because you were just so into this person, and the whole time this wasn't the person you were supposed to marry.
So how we know
So
we
yeah,
ain't
God
messing
has
up
this
now?
person sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna see if this man gonna really see that this isn't the person that I put forth for him. That this
So
person
how do
is.
we know that? How do we know that this is now
That's the
God getting it
question.
right? I mean,
How do we? That's the question. How do we know that he or she is the person, your person? I believe you know through. It's not because every feeling isn't a lustful feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes you can be. It's not. You don't even look at this person as a person you want to sleep with. You know what I'm saying? In that type of way, or whatever. So every feeling that you have for somebody when you meet somebody or whatever, it's not always lust. Like when I go on dates, I'm not lusting this guy if the first, you know what I'm saying, I meet him. You
right.
know, I'm talking to him, trying to get to know him, having deep conversations with him and things like that. So
But
it's
lust
not lust
doesn't
isn't
mean it.
always
Lust is not always sexual. Just
the case.
kind of look at lust as it's pleasing to the flesh. You know, it's
Hmm.
desiring. Okay.
So you telling me? So how did people end up meeting the person they married? They had to go on dates and get to and like them and have feelings for them, right?
Absolutely. That's
Right.
why I'm so cautious about using that because you literally can go on 100 dates and find something that can be pleasing about each and every one of them.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like you went on this date with this girl or this guy, and you know, like I say with women, when we dating, we don't date as long as men dating. We date, we the guy tell us something, boom,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay,
I'm
I'm
out of
not
here.
gonna date none of these no more. This is my man. He don't
Yeah,
know he my man, but he my man.
you take that whole
And this man
zodiac
still
away.
dating 100 women, but we committed ourselves to this one man. You
Right.
know, so it's like when we're dating, we thinking because this person was so flattering and so just everything, that representative played such a great part in this on this date, that this is the person that we should be with. So we commit ourselves to this person, and then maybe the person end up committing themselves to us because maybe we put our representative. You know,
Right.
sometimes everybody have a representative they play. Sometimes representative lasts a whole year, and then you get that ring, and then you meet the real person.
Okay.
Okay. After you get the ring, you're like, wait a minute, you're not the person I dated. You're not the person that I fell in love with or whatever. Who is this person now that you got the ring on it? Or some people date, the relationship is bad, and they marry hoping that the relationship would get good. Marry without counsel, marry without really trying to fix the relationship, thinking that a ring and a paper and under God is going to change the person, going to change the relationship when they get married. And now the remarriage is just as worse or just like the relationship because you weren't really, either you weren't supposed to marry that person or you were supposed to have fixed whatever it was before you got married to this person.
And see, I'm an advocate of before you get married, there's nothing you need to fix. If it's not the way it's supposed to be, then don't even marry. That's why
Exactly.
that's why I
Because that's
say
not the person you're supposed to
that, right.
marry.
So there's another reason. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, okay, I married this person and now I realize they the wrong person. No, you knew that in
You
your
knew that before
scenario,
you
you
married.
knew that he was the wrong or she was the wrong person before
Mm-hmm.
you even got married. You know,
Exactly.
so now I'm like, okay, I don't trust you. I don't trust your judgment. I don't trust the
Mm-hmm.
judgment of a person who know that this wasn't the right person, but they still,
Still married him.
okay. So that you
It's so
there's some,
many of them out there that's married, calling this marriage, and some of them staying because they comfortable now,
okay,
and some of them divorcing because after 10 years you finally realize I don't want to be in this no more. When you could have got out of it after a year before
right.
marriage. So then there's that person, your person, sitting there waiting on you to finish this marriage. You know. But here's a question I got for you, Eric. I know we
That's
ain't got that
funny,
much time,
man.
but can a person, two people that's in two different marriages, can they actually? What do you think? If one, say I'm married, you're married, we
Uh,
meet or whatever, and now you're like, wait a minute, I should have married her, and I'm like, oh, I should have married him.
Girl, you already know. You already know the answer to that. You like, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. I mean, but how can you pursue that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, yeah. Listen, I have seen I have seen divorced people, okay, remarry and have a blissful life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so much of the grace of God, because yeah, I'm gonna advocate working it out. I'm gonna be that advocate. But if by chance you decide that you're going to divorce, then I'm also an advocate of God's grace. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, God's grace is sufficient. So you're not discarded. Life is not over.
Right.
There's something, there's still hope. And we can tap into that. So it doesn't make you a bad person, because no, that's not where we at right now. Okay, so
I know people who divorced and then remarried the same person they divorced. Well, I
exactly.
know. Yeah. So it's like you divorced, you had to realize you went out there, you explored the world. Then you realize, well, I don't like the world. This is where my world was. So I want to get back in that world. And then they agree and then they got married again.
and
So,
doing fine,
and doing
and
fine.
or sometimes they
Going on
they
20 years.
they they just they separate. So but during that time, I believe, and I know every case could be different, but I believe this is when we start realizing that, what, I was really about to go chase 20%. And the fact
Mm-hmm.
is that you're never, guys, listen to me. You're never going to find 100% person by the time that
Not at
they
all.
would say,
I said, not at all.
not at all. Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
Not here, not in this dispensation. Now, when we go to glory, yeah, everybody walking around gonna be 100%, but it's not gonna happen here. Okay. So what we have to do is learn how to deal with each other's flaws. Okay. As long as we, so you got to understand the Bible tells us that our flesh is flawed. I mean, it's very explicit about that. It tells us, he even, there's a scripture where it talks about how God tells us to buffet our body. And basically he's saying, man, treat it roughly, because you wanted to put it up under submission, because God is telling us that your flesh will put you in these situations to where you're going to have to learn how to control it. And the best way to do it is that you're going to have to put it in up under submission, to yourself. That's how deep your body is. You want to get to some comments before we close out?
Yeah. Let's see. Joyce says they like the idea of having a partner, but not truly want to love that person they selected instead
Mm,
of waiting on God's blessing of the one chose and not man. I'm just saying that's true. That's so true. I've seen it so much.
amen to that.
That's it right there. It's a covenant. Did I say
Yeah.
that? Is she agreeing with me? I don't know. Everything is balanced, leveraging strengths and weaknesses in each other to teach common ground for the same goal, unified and undivided, letting nothing and no one tear it apart. That
Mm.
sounds like something I heard on New Jack City when they was doing their vows. No, sound like something that was written in the movie. I'm gonna have to put that. I'm gonna screenshot that,
And put it in
Andre.
Google. Man, you a sucker.
Because
Don't let
we
her do
can't
you like
ever
that.
take God out of anything because it's their own intellectual choice. That's right. We
That's it.
never take God out of nothing. She's
Yeah.
talking to you, Eric, when you say, "Can we take God out?"
Okay, we'll put
Easy
God back
solution.
in
Put the three people together to have that convo so all sides are told and a concise decision can be made to know all truth. You talking about the wife, the husband, and the other?
it. Put three people.
That's true. So I know, girl. Uniquely, come on here anytime. Okay, come anytime. You and was it
Adrian.
what's her name? What's the
That's
other girl
it.
name?
That's it. Just
Yeah, yeah. Come up anytime. Where was I? I lost trying to find what I was talking about. Okay. Uniquely said, some red flags don't show up until the I do's have been said. That is so true because,
hmm
girl,
And you
you
know what?
be,
Let me say this too. Um,
mm-hmm,
uh, some red flags don't develop until you say I do. Okay, because now I will admit that there could have been some that was hidden, but we also have to understand. And this is one of the things I had to realize in my marriage is that I got married in my 20s, got divorced in my 50s. We were not the
mm,
same person. You see what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm,
I could not there, I mean, so we changed, and I think that's what we're a lot of the problems with is that we were holding on to the 20-year-old self and not realizing that we have evolved into to different people. So yeah, and it's looking like red flags, but it really was you're just not the same person. You man, it's a food that I never would have ate in my 20s that I crave now. So we're just different people. We evolve.
but what are you talking about? Like when you meet your representative, what's wrong? Hold on. Oh, because my crazy still got the wrong charger plugged in here. I'm like, why is it saying my battery dying? I got my phone
Uh,
charger plugged in. Because we're more so talking about when you're meeting the person and you meet their representative. Like you dating somebody and they are showing you somebody who they're truly not. The best person they possibly can act like they're gonna be.
right,
And you
right.
fall in love with that person who you thought was the person, but then when you marry them, they real person come out. Like you don't even see like flags of like, oh, he's a liar, oh, he's selfish, or because he's just like the best person at that
Right.
moment, loving on you and this and that. And as soon as you say I do, it's just the loving stop, the real person starts to come out, and you like, I don't like this person. I don't know who this person is. Like this not the
Hmm.
person I met. Where is he at? You
Right,
know,
right.
and some people can be like that for like a year. I mean, somebody I dated was like that. Ended up for a whole year.
So
Now,
so
dog.
so so there's a place where we have to give relationships time to develop. And this is one of the things where I say that you have to know a person in all seasons of their life. You got to know a person when they have money. You got to know what they how you got to know a person when they don't have money. You got
Right.
you have to go through these different phases because uh people are getting divorced. And I understand what you're saying because now if there was deceit, then that's a totally different thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm not I kind of stay away from that because I just don't buy into Well, a person just really decided to deceive you. They had malice in their heart. Okay, I mean,
Oh,
what?
it's a lot of them.
I mean, if you
It's
know,
a lot of them.
but see, here's
They
the
try
thing,
to get when they want to get you, they gonna get you.
right? But see, when it comes to a man, it's like, unless you got $1 million stashed away somewhere, then whatever you're gonna give me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
If I want
Those
your
the men,
inheritance or something, but
your men, the men be the ones that you meet the representative. The men be
what
the
would
ones
be the
that put on
profit?
the show.
What
They
would
put
be
on.
the profit?
I have no. You got to ask your fellow brothers. Okay, I can't answer that question. But
Got.
I love this next comment though. I love this
Okay,
next comment.
you can't wait
I
to
have
get
to
to it.
disagree to agree, Eric. My
Well,
favorite comment of the night. All right.
you can wait to highlight that one. Okay,
I needed to see that.
but she did
Favorite
say
comment of the night.
agree.
Wait, did she? Oh, she raised. What you raised your hand for?
She want to say something.
That would be me. Dang, I don't know what we was
Uh,
talking about at that part.
she was
Andrew say, shoot the
recanting
dating scene these.
her statement.
Oh, shoot the dating scene these days have flip flopped over the years. Now women date multiples for different positions that expect the guys to be loyal and the guys still out here doing them. So it's chaos for those who are still old fashioned. So it explains why they stay versus going out there.
That's true. I promise you
That's
that
true.
is.
And we had this conversation before about that. Like
Yeah.
we was talking about the dating and how these nowadays girls, and I was having this conversation actually with this guy at my job, and he's 30, and he's talking about how these girls date different men for different reasons. Oh, he gonna take me out. Oh, he got this. So you're dating multiple men for different reasons, but you're not really dating for one reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dating for a chance to find that person who you going to marry, you know what I'm saying, who God put out there for you to marry. You're not dating for those reasons. You're not putting yourself out there to be found for those reasons. And that's sad, but I hear that a lot from men now that's in the dating
Absolutely.
scene.
Yeah.
That they have these women out here that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not really, they don't really want a relationship. They just want free dates. They want, you know, send a ride in the best cars. They want to, you know, see what this guy can do for them and what that guy can do for them. And it's sad because then once they get tired of that, and they done played all those games, the men are gonna look at them like, I don't want you, you worn out now. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah. It's
you for them
dangerous.
streets.
Yeah. It's a
You for the
dangerous game.
streets.
But I don't think, I'm calling it dangerous, but really and truly, I don't think women care anymore. I don't. I think
Well,
women
that's
have.
not speak for all women
Well, yeah, no,
because
no.
I care.
I'm sorry. Now, most women do care,
These
but there is
modern
the
days
mod. Yeah.
women.
Okay,
That's what we're
that's
gonna
better way
say.
to say. And part of me say I can't blame them because I understand that they're a product of the system and the system that
Mm-hmm.
we as men contributed in. So I understand it, but I also can say that until we get this thing adjusted, I wouldn't want to go into the dating pool right now. Yeah, well, and I do think the older you get, the better it is because people just get to a point where I'm just tired of foolishness. Okay, but if
Mm-hmm.
you in your
You
20s
would
or 30s,
think it's so crazy now.
so they
Especially with the men. I'm sorry, I've always dated mostly older. You know,
okay,
like my ex was 16 years older than me, and it doesn't matter with age
wow, okay,
because you get these older men that wants to still act like they young men, like they're in their 20s. They're not. They don't want. They say they want to settle down. They want somebody in the house, but
right,
then they want a few outside the house.
yeah,
They're not really ready for that one committed relationship, which is you would think
right,
at their age, you know what I'm saying, that they would be because they done played around as, you know, already or
it
whatever.
should be,
Now they're ready to settle down.
right,
But it's not always the case with these guys. I done seen more guys in their 30s, mid 30s, like 35, 30 to 35, that's been more settled in relationships and committed in relationships than men in their 40s and 50s, which is crazy.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you, when you 40 and you 50, now you're still in your building phase, and if you got divorced, especially, and the key word is divorce, then you're looking at a totally different type of guy because now he's wounded and his mentality has changed. So so I'm assuming and I could be wrong, but if you're talking about a man that was married in his 20s and divorced in his 40s, and now he's back on the
How
market.
about a man that was married 3 times, divorced 3 times?
Yeah, so yeah, he's in protective custody.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, don't get in a relationship protective. Keep saying protected.
Yeah, now I
You ain't
mean,
ready. You ain't ready, but you say you ready. You know what I'm saying? If
don't
you ain't ready, don't say you ready.
right. Don't say you ready. Be honest with yourself,
Be
because
honest. But that's where you go in with that representative.
well,
Because the representative putting it off like they're ready and they know what they want, and they want you, and they want this to be committed to you, and they want to start this life with you, and putting it all beautiful, but deeply they know that they're not ready, that they want to still play around, they just want somebody in the house, but they also want to be outside.
yeah,
And that's
no,
when
that's a
you
different guy. Yeah,
yeah,
he's wrong, and he'll because
there's a lot
honestly,
of them.
I believe that there's enough women out there, guys, that whoever you are, to where if you just be upfront and say, listen, I do not want a committed serious relationship, you can find somebody that will be okay with that. You don't even
Because
have
they
to
don't want
lie
it to.
about that. They want it too. And that's why I'm like, man, and before you get married, everything should just be out on the open, because
Mm-hmm.
there is somebody out there that's cool with whatever
Yeah,
you
we're
got.
just we're
I'm
just
if you
hanging
was
out.
if you was cool, if you wanted a polyamorous relationship, man, trust me, just take your time and put it out there. You're gonna find a woman that's cool with that. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So there's no need to lie about it. Just go ahead and be patient. Why
We
put
gonna
your
we gonna pin we gonna pin this post right here. What
okay?
you
What that's
saying?
it.
I don't know how to do that, but it needs to be pinned. Need to be at the top of the show.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
No, what you just saying, what
What I
you're
just
saying right
said?
now is somebody out there that's gonna want what you
Yeah,
want, that's gonna give you what you want. All you gotta do,
yeah,
if me, you know me, if you know that when we're dating, we're having a conversation, I'm saying, look, I'm dating for a purpose. I want to be in a committed relationship. I eventually want to get married. And you know that's not what you want. And you like, and if you say, well, I'm not looking for that. I'm just dating right now. I want to have fun. I'm not looking for nothing serious. Then thank you for that. Giving me the option to now I got an option to either be with you and hang out with you and date with you the way you want to date, or I can leave and start dating somebody who wants something that I want. But if you're lying to me, telling me, well, I want the same thing, I'm dating for a purpose too, I want to be committed. Now, all I know, God is your word. So
right,
I'm going off your word until your actions start to not match up with your words. And now
right,
I'm upset, I'm hurt. But if you tell me if I'm not looking for nothing serious and you're not, and you telling me I'm not looking for nothing serious, and I'm like, well, I'm not either.
right.
Damn, there you go. You got your person for right now. And
Absolutely.
eventually we're both gonna eventually maybe want something serious, but we already got each other. But you just gotta be up and honest. And I don't know why that's so hard for people to be
Well,
honest up front about it.
I think far as guys,
You can
and
get
like I
these
said, I can't
roles.
speak for all guys, but we, I think it's a thing where, okay, well, I want her, okay, but so I feel like I have to give her what I think she wants in order to get her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tell her
nine
what she
times out
wanna
of
hear.
10, yeah, tell her what she want to hear. But the truth of the matter is, guys, what she really want is the truth. Because listen, I done seen a situation where you say, listen, that like the woman say, I want a committed relationship. The guy say, I don't want one, but they still hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now her mindset may be, listen, I'm not gonna put all my eggs in your basket, but I will hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? And
But then too, that's where the woman get confused at. Also, because then the woman set herself up for failure because you telling me you don't want nothing committed, but you're hanging out with me tightly. You're calling me. We on the phone for hours. We falling asleep on the phone. You know what I'm saying? You be planning dates more than you would if you were just dating more than one person. So now I'm not thinking I'm not putting all my eggs in this basket. Women think differently. I'm
Mhm.
thinking, oh, he wants something serious. Not without asking him, but what he's showing me is he wants something serious, even though he said he didn't, but he's acting like he do. So in my
That's on
head,
you, man. That's on
he
you.
it is. That's what I'm saying. This is where we
Yeah.
set ourselves up
Yeah.
because you're acting like you're my man.
Right.
You're not acting like you want to just date me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You want to date other people. You're spending too much time with me. You're giving me everything I was looking for, which from somebody who I want to commit myself to. So now
Right.
you're confusing my mind. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking like, okay, he wants to be with me. So now when the conversation come up, like, well, are we together? And you're like, nah, we're not together. I don't want to be in nothing serious right now. But you want to play with me, and you
Really?
want to act like you want to be serious with me. And this,
So come on,
but
man. We was doing good all night. We was doing good. You can't put that
I'm
on
just saying,
him. You can't put
I'm
it
not
on
putting it
him.
on, but and you can put it on him in a sense, because if you don't want nothing committed, don't commit yourself to
Don't be
me.
nice to me. Don't be nice.
No,
Don't.
it ain't about
That's
being
basically what
nice.
you're saying.
Don't give
Don't be
me
nice to
100.
me.
Don't give me 85% of your time out of your day.
He told you from the beginning that he did not
But
want
your
it,
actions isn't matching your words.
but he told you.
That's just like if you telling me from the beginning you want a committed relationship, but now you ain't spending no time with me, and you out there dating 100 people.
So
You're
that come
Is
on,
that my
guys.
fault too?
Now the truth is out. Now we know why men just lie because
No,
regardless of what
that's
we're
not
saying,
no
you're
men,
gonna
because men
interpret it the way
actions,
you want to hear
your
it.
actions need to match your words. You can't tell me that you want a committed relationship, but you're not committing yourself to me, and you're committing yourself to other people. You can't
Okay,
tell me that you don't want a committed relationship, but you're committing yourself to me way more than you committed yourself to other people. Because
okay,
now you're confusing me.
okay.
Now I only got your word first, but then it's your actions,
What
and now
about
your
your
actions
words?
isn't matching your words.
What about your words? What about your action? Because you also told me that you wanted a committed relationship.
Right.
Okay. So now, when I told you that I did want one, why didn't you just pull back and say, you know what, this is not what I want?
Maybe I tried to pull back, but if you steady calling me, giving me good conversation, and you're
Okay.
asking me out on multiple dates constantly, and I'm having fun with you. So now I'm having so much fun with you. I'm loving the conversations we having. We talking about family issues, childhood issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm opening up to you. You're opening up to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I see
So
what you're
I
saying.
didn't want to be with you because I knew what I wanted, but now you're giving me what I want.
So you
So now
thought
I'm
he changed his
confused.
mind. Yeah, and that's what it I get it. I get it. I get it. I promise you I
Thank you.
do.
Forget.
Yeah.
Next thing, Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Hey, Cynthia, you always coming in late. Hello, just stopped in for a minute. I'm at a jam session, but to give my opinion, yes, it's the answer. Whether it's a season or forever, it's a lesson, a reason for the people you have in your life to be in your life. I'm hoping that I'm in my forever zone because I feel right. It feel right. They're gonna feelings. Other where just to teach me more than what I have already known. There are no mistakes to who comes in and out of your life as long as you got the message. That's true.
Mm, there's no
Some people
such
are in
thing as
your
a
life
mistake.
for a
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that too. The
Yep,
evolution.
evolution.
There's a different breed of people out here, man. Different
Mm-hmm.
breed.
Zone. LOL. Typing too fast. Oh, well, yeah, we got it sent.
We call it.
Oh, look at this. Thank you. This is my girl right here. Uniquely, girl. Come on, come on, every Monday. Say it, so say it.
Oh
Married to the
man.
same person. Married the same person twice. Did you?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, okay.
that happens. Some men and women want to stay young when they should be teaching the youth, but they try to kick it like in with the youth, making it common to stay immature and do immature things. That's true. They try
Yeah.
to be cool and stuff instead of being what they should be.
Yeah.
I'll take truth over a lie any day. Man, it's so easier. I mean, the truth might hurt, but at least you got an option.
Right.
But that is the woman confusing herself because she knew, but she hung out anyway and hoping to convert him. That's
Come
on
on,
her, not
man.
as
Come
he was
on.
honest. Like, but the thing is, she not converting him. He converted himself.
No, he
When
said
you
what he
told
said.
me, if you told me that you didn't want to commit, right? You didn't want a commitment. I told you I wanted a commitment. Why are you steady pursuing me? You're steady pursuing me, steady calling me, and now you steady giving me what I'm looking for. You
But
know
he
what I'm looking
never
for, but
changed his word
he didn't change his words, but he changed his actions didn't match his words. Do you understand? His actions didn't match his words.
for you.
So actions speak louder than words.
But right, but he never
So
made the confession to you. He never
not
said
by
that.
words, but by action. Not by words, but by
See,
actions. We
I
can
just see a
only
guy.
after I got your words and now I need your actions. That's like, so y'all saying it this way. It's funny how y'all disagree with it this way, but when I talked about how a man can lie to a woman and say he want a committed relationship, but then he go out and he step out on that woman and doing something different. His actions is saying something different from him wanting a committed relationship. Y'all didn't have this argument. It wasn't the woman's fault. Then we convert him to go step out on us after he said he wanted a committed relationship? No. He did what he's opposite of what he said. Just
Well,
like the man who said he don't want a committed relationship, but he's acting like he wants to be committed to me. He converted himself. He's doing opposite of what he said. So
right,
it's the same
and at
way.
this point, he has said that he wanted the committed relationship. So now we're dealing with his accountability. So yeah,
Right.
it's still
Stop
wrong. He's wrong.
stop pursuing me. Uniquely said,
Leave me
that's true,
alone.
Cynthia.
Leave me alone.
I did go out on 23 years now. Okay, that's 24. Okay, put some
Wow,
respect on
good
that number.
job.
24 years.
Don't see
Congratulations. That's
that
awesome.
year. That's a big deal.
When he told you his answer, it was her responsibility to leave him alone. But
Yeah,
it's not that easy when somebody steady pursuing you and talking to you. I mean, what, you gonna block him?
you
Even if he
can.
told you that answer, it was history. If he knew he didn't want uncommitted. See, this is why I don't understand men. Because y'all fall on
Me too.
one thing, but y'all forget the other thing. So Andre, let me ask you the same question I just asked Eric. If he told me he wanted a committed relationship and then he started stepping out on me, is it my fault? Was
No,
it my responsibility to leave him alone
nope,
after he said he wanted something committed but he's showing me different? Did I convert him to be a hoe?
nope. That's his
So why
accountability. That's
why
on
is it
him.
when he said he didn't want a relationship and I stuck around when he was pursuing me? Was it on me? Why isn't it on him? Because he went against his word. I didn't go against my word. I said I wanted something serious. He's showing me what I want.
Because you're
So why is it
answering
on me?
one of those questions. Is a question as a couple that has been a couple that has been established as one. The other one is two separate people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, listen, this is me, this is you. We're two separate people. We're sharing some
Mm-hmm.
time. So he was not committed to you. Okay. You want
I'm not saying he was committed to me. I'm saying he's doing everything, showing me everything that I'm looking for in a committed relationship. He's
he was just
spending
being nice.
more than 80% of his when he get off work, he's calling me. We on the phone, we falling
He was
asleep on
being
the phone.
nice.
He's taking me out on dates every chance he get.
You're a
You know
good
what I'm
date.
saying? It's all he's making it all about me.
It was a good
And now
date.
I'm feeling good because
Yeah.
now I'm confused because you said you don't want a relationship, you don't want to be committed to nobody, you want to be out there dating, but it seems like I'm the only one you're dating because most of your time, if you're not at work,
Got
is with
you.
me.
Yeah, but you wasn't the only person he was dating. He told you
If
that.
mostly, but he's at work. I mean, if he's at work and then he gets off, and most of the time is he's calling me or he's spending time with me, he's taking me out.
And you know what? He still could. You could have been the only person that he was seeing, but that still doesn't. That he was still not committed, and he was cool
I
with
ain't
that.
saying he was committed, but don't act like you want a commitment with me when you don't. Stop wasting my time. Because then when that conversation come up about us, now I'm feeling you because you giving me something to feel about you. When I
Right,
didn't have to feel you at all, you could have just left me alone. If you knew what I wanted and you didn't want what I wanted, why did you keep pursuing me?
right.
You know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
that.
And so now you making me get feelings for you
Right,
because you're showing me everything that the guy that I want is showing me what I want to show me.
right,
You know, so why are you doing this to me and confusing my brain? How fair is that? Why is it my fault?
right,
When the whole time you should have left me alone when you knew you didn't want what I wanted. But
right,
you're the man. You're pursuing.
right,
I'm the woman. I'm vulnerable at this point. You know what I'm saying? Now you're coming to me and you're doing this to me when you know that I wanted something different. But now you're trying to like almost give me what I want, but have the same mindset of you not wanting what I want.
So
That's
so like,
confusing.
I have three daughters, and
Mm-hmm.
if my daughter came to me, either one of them came to me and told me that scenario, what I would tell her is, regardless of what he's doing, he already told you what his intent was. Walk away. Don't answer his phone call. Don't waste your time. You
What if
know.
it's too late? What if she already started growing feelings and it's not that easy to stop, walk away? or whatever, because he just gave her basically everything that she was looking for a man to give her. And with him, his words is saying one thing, but his actions is showing another thing. You
Then
know,
I would tell her to if she's enjoying life with him, just understand the consequences, because he could do this for years. Okay, and it'd
hmm
be wasting your time. I'm a big advocate. I tell my daughter. Well, I don't want to say because in case they hear this, I don't want them to feel bad. But uh, I have had a conversation, and that conversation was the consequences is you could be wasting your time. Okay.
you
Yeah.
are. The women are wasting their time, but but you see how y'all falling back on us when y'all haven't faulted the man. You know, it's like, oh, he told you what he wanted, but you never said, well, he shouldn't have. He should have left you alone. Y'all keep saying, well, you should have left him alone. Well, he should have left you alone, because at this fate, you're kind of vulnerable, because the woman is vulnerable because the woman is looking for something serious and looking for a man to give her that time to spend those hours with. And
Hmm.
so you're doing that to her. And now it's with her vulnerable at her vulnerable state, it's going to make her feel a certain way. It's going to bring her, draw her to you more. And you
Right.
know what you're doing. So it's not really the woman's. Yeah, the woman at a little fault, because she should have stopped. She should have hung up the phone
After,
and
yeah.
said, "Hey, before I get engaged in this conversation with you like this, what do you want from me?
Right.
Like, what it is it that you really want? Because you told me you wasn't committed. You didn't want no commitment. So what is it that you want?" But if she didn't do that, and she probably like, okay, let me, we can be cool. We can chill out. He was a cool dude on the date. He was honest when he told me what he wanted. All
Right.
right, we can hang out. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to date on the side. And that's probably what her mindset was.
Right.
I'm not going to take him serious. We just going to be cool, hang out, whatever. He was a cool
But she
dude. He was
fell in love.
honest. And then she in her head, she's just going to keep dating other people. But
Right.
he's steady treating her like she want to be treated. So
Right.
now her mind of dating other people has shifted to just being with him,
And
because
I'm like, that's okay. It's okay for you to it's okay for you to feel that way. Because but just know the consequences. Okay,
of
that's
course,
all.
there's consequence, but why bring it to where it's going to even be consequence? Couldn't he just leave her alone?
He could have, and he should have. He
So
should
why is
have.
it the woman's fault?
I'm not gonna say the reason why I'm
You too late.
heavy.
You already said
Okay, the reason why I'm heavy on the woman's
it.
fault is because she was given the option and she made the decision to move forward. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he was given the option, and he made the decision to move forward.
Well, I mean, he wanted you, period, and he got you.
Okay. And at the point when she went on a date with him, so apparently it was something about him that she wanted too.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I can see that, but he wanted you. Okay, what we got,
Whatever,
Andre?
Andre, you a man, so you will see my point. That's a different topic. Shake my head. It's not men. If he said no and you still hung out and you showed him you were down for whatever, and then you built feelings, so he didn't change, you did, and now time is doing y'all. Now you're confused because you settled and caught feelings. That's
Mm,
not really. That's not really the thing. It's so hard to answer via text only. Via, I'm
yeah.
confused. Oh,
That
he's saying
that
like, if you sent the text, just keep texting. I enjoyed the both of you. I would
or
be tuning in
maybe
more.
maybe he's
Oh, we
saying
enjoy you too.
he need to be on to kind of elaborate.
Yeah, that's an emotional sprung, not getting the fullness of a person. You're not emotionally sprung. Like, you're not emotionally sprung. Y'all maybe you don't understand what I'm coming from. You keep making the argument of women's emotional fall after consciously choosing to entertain a man who clearly stated that he didn't want, and if she so how says clearly stated he didn't want that, and if she stood on her standards, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to make her attached. But he is going to treat her like that, or a hoe, just because he didn't want it, or stating what she wanted and didn't stand. I agree, lust over love. It's nothing lustful. Stop saying I don't know because I'm a man. You don't know because you're a man. Okay? Here's the thing. See how it all falls on her. He clearly stated what he said.
Right.
what he wanted.
Right.
So he's not going off, his actions are not matching his words. And that happens a lot with people. You'll say one thing, but you do another. So if you're telling me I don't want a committed relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that's like I can tell you I don't want a committed relationship, but really I do. I'm just saying it because you said it. But I'm showing you that my actions is showing you that I want a committed relationship. My
Okay.
actions isn't matching my words. Because really, I probably do want a committed relationship, but I don't want you to fall. I don't want to run you off. So I'm going to agree with you and say I don't want it.
I'm gonna tell you, if
So
a
it's
woman told me that she did not want a committed relationship, I don't care if she stayed over every night and cooked and cleaned and did whatever. In the back of my head, she done already told me that she do not want a committed relationship.
men are different from women. Men think on the logical side of their brain, women thinks on the emotional side of their brain. So we think differently. We feel differently.
Oh,
We when we are looking for something
right,
and a man and we allow a man to show us, it's also her actions didn't follow her words, but you're only saying his didn't. I said hers didn't follow her words. I said that when he calls her, she should have not answered. She should have asked him the question again of what he wanted, and if he said the same thing, she should have walked away. I
right,
said that, but it's equally blamed on both ends. That's all I'm trying to say. It's equally faulted on both ends because neither one of their actions match their words.
right,
Well, hers did. She said she wanted a committed relationship, so
right,
she committed to him. So hers did kind of match. She just committed to the wrong person,
right,
but hers did match her words. She wanted a committed relationship. She got confused in her head about what he wanted because he didn't commit to his words. She committed to her words because she stopped dating because he was giving her everything that the person she wanted to commit to was giving her. So her actions did match her words, but it was just all confusion. His actions didn't match his words. She's at fault because she she didn't leave. She didn't let this man go knowing that he really didn't want something that he said he wanted. And
right,
she allowed him to play with her emotions. He's at fault because he should have left her alone when he knew he didn't want a committed relationship. So and then she wouldn't even have to be in that situation where it is of confusion because she's confused.
right.
He's playing with her emotions.
Now I get it. I get where you come from.
When she said I want and he said I don't, then it become we both just want draw situation until she caught feelings both at fault. But who says there was sex involved? I never said they had sex. Like honestly, sometimes you can fall. You don't always fall for people through sex. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? Because I done dated people and they had sex with them until like I felt something. You know what I'm saying for them? Like 3-4 months down the line, I've never had sex with them. And
right,
sometimes you fall for people through the feelings, like just being with them and conversations, deep conversations and things like that. Like that feeling in your heart, like you like, man, this feels good. You know
right,
what I'm saying? It's not always through sex.
right, right.
So it's not always sex. So anyway, closing because these are our podcasts. But I be trying to do replays and stream. I'd be like, oh no, you going? It's
Went over
two
that
hours. We
out.
can't
Yeah,
replay this 2 hours.
yeah. We got to put out little short clips. We gonna do these comments and then we're gonna close. I'm asking.
When you say what? Never mind. You have a thought process in which you are entitled to. I was in today's dating scene. Oh, I'm not talking about these. I don't know today's dating scene, Andre. I don't even try to figure out today's dating. These little girls and little boys on today's dating scene. I'm talking about like what I'm used to.
Right,
I don't know what I don't know this modern day dating. I pray to God I don't get to know this modern day dating. So yeah, I don't know. You gonna have to explain. You gonna have to tell me more about this today's dating scene, Andre, because I'm not even dating right now. So you got to tell me today's dating scene so that I won't accidentally trample in it.
man. It's
Great topic
tough.
and info, guys.
We
Thank you for
appreciate it,
tuning
Andre.
in.
Appreciate it. Man, this is good. This is good. It's been a great show, great topic. I appreciate you you pulling this one out, because it was good,
Hmm.
Um,
I be having some good ideas here and there.
yeah, listen, I yield to the queen. So, man,
Thank you.
how? Let's close this thing out, man. We did a
Hmm.
great show, and so I'm gonna let you give your closing remarks first. I may not even do one, man, because but we'll see.
Okay, I mean, I'm like, which topic? Because we just steered off and went to a whole other topic. But anyway, okay, so is he or she your person? I honestly do believe that you can marry the wrong person. And I honestly do believe that within that marriage, which is not was not brought to you by God, God has that person sitting there for you. And even though it might seem wrong and it might hurt and from the outside of people looking at you, seeing that you divorced this person to be with that person, some even though I don't believe in divorce, like this is why I never been married, because I even when I hear that people is trying to divorce, unless like it's violent and stuff like that, I try to be
Absolutely.
like, it's nothing you can do. Go to counseling. Like, I try to keep them, what I'm saying, like, working, because I
Right.
believe in marriage and I believe in that, what I'm saying, if it's through God, then it's supposed to be, you're supposed to fight for it. But sometimes you marry that person because of the wrong reasons, and or reasons you think is right, like being pregnant, or what I'm saying, time and stuff like that. So I honestly believe that you should, if you having doubts, if you just feel like, I don't even know what to say because I've never been married, but I do believe even in a relationship, no matter how long term your relationship is, you can be with somebody for 10 years unmarried, which is I would never do, but you with somebody for 10 years unmarried, and you thinking you supposed to be committed to this person, but that person that you praying on this person, praying on your relationship, and this things just not feeling right. It's just not seeming right. It's just not feeling good. If it ain't feeling good, then it ain't, sometimes ain't through God. But when you with this person, and it's like it's a different feeling than you ever felt with any other body you ever dated, and it's like it's not a lustful feeling. It's a heartfelt feeling. Like, it's like, wow, this person, like, in my heart, like, this person really got my heart. you know, Maybe that might be that person that God was like, they've been sitting here in your face the entire time. But you decided to move differently from me, because, sometimes, a lot of times, we move before God. You move before me, you listen to, somebody else, or you listen to something else, but it wasn't of me. And this is where you're supposed to be. So I believe that sometimes you are not with your person. And how do you know? I don't know. That's up to you and God. And I give you the answer.
Right. Man, that's good. That's good. That's good. And I think I'm gonna, because I made some notes. I'm gonna close with just answering that question, like, how do you know? And
Can
how
you
do
give
you
me that
know?
answer?
you know, I'll do it, and I'll say this. Um, you know, Relationships are hard. They are
Mm-hmm.
complicated and all that good stuff. If anybody wants a good book to read, then I'm gonna suggest that you go to www.thepowerof2x, like x-ray.com. The power of two x.com, and get the power too. Okay, that's going to help you out. Okay, but the question that I want to close with, the question that we've been talking about is how do you know if he or she the wrong person? So I'm going to give you these, but at the same time, I am a big, like SoSo said, I'm a big advocate of going to counseling and working through these things, because I really do believe that you're never going to find that perfect person. Okay, so you're going to have to
Mm-hmm.
learn
No
how
such
to just
thing as a
work through some
perfect
things.
person.
Perfect. That's it. Thepower2x.com. Okay, so first thing that if you with the wrong person, you're gonna start losing your happiness. You're not gonna be happy like you used to be. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I'm very cautious about it, because happiness is a feeling and it's gonna go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find
Mm-hmm.
yourself in a constant state of being unhappy, you may be with the wrong person. Okay. Feeling emotionally weak, if this person is emotionally draining you, and whenever you like, if you find yourself in a place where you was happy, and then when they came home you feeling emotionally weak, then you may
Mm-hmm.
not be with your person. Okay. I don't even like saying it, but I wanted to give you something. Okay. um if Losing self-respect now, that can show up, and like when we talk about respect, you can start losing respect for that person. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about when you start losing self-respect. You know
Respect
what
for
I'm saying?
yourself. Yeah.
When you start doing some things or compromising some things that you normally wouldn't be compromising. I'm talking about some core value things, or maybe it's some deal breaker things. You know what I'm saying? Things that you sat down when you was in your best state of mind. You say, if a man or a woman was to do this to me, then I would break it off, and you find yourself compromising on those things. You may not be with the right person. Okay. um, if you start having this fear of losing, this fear of, I mean, I know on one hand you want to feel like, okay, well, I don't want to lose this person, but when you start, that spirit of losing start coming on you, and then you start having a spirit of dread, then you may be with the wrong person. And I close, finish with this one, that addiction, that the um if you find yourself, and this is real, this is key, guys. If you find yourself becoming addicted to certain things that are bad for you, and this stuff started happening since you've been in this relationship, maybe you started drinking and you never was drinking before. You started, even, I mean, I'm just saying, if you started doing a drug and you never did that
Mm-hmm.
before, and that only started when you started with this person, then I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, you know what, this may not be your person. And what only thing that I'm trying to do, see, what I really want you to do is find out before you get married. Okay. Now,
Please.
because can you get divorced? Yes. But if this stuff is happening before you get married, and then you still got married, then that downfall of that marriage, it's I'm gonna just say equally your fault. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you knew these things before you went into them, but you still got married. So that's what I wanted to close with.
Good closing.
But
Thanks for
thank
helping
you.
us out knowing if they're the person or not. But
Man, thanks for the
Andres,
topic.
I know, right? He said, but sometimes that uncomfortable feeling can be God using them to pull that area out of you. You would never have done yourself, and it's not liked.
See that's what I'm saying. I mean, that you have to be careful,
Comfort.
because God
Yeah, I know. You
will
got to be
do a work.
uncomfortable to be comfortable, right?
Yeah, listen, God, Jesus on his way to the cross, he said, Father, he said, this cup you have that you want me to drink of is a bitter cup. He said, in other words, he's saying, you know, um, what I'm going through right now, he prayed and said, you know what, this is unbearable. This is something that I really don't want to do. But he turned around and he said, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. So he submitted himself back to what God said. And if really, if we look at it, that is one of the best marital counseling you can get. He said, listen, it's hard. It's hard. Okay. Everybody's gonna agree that relationships is hard, but just like
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, it's a bitter cup. But he said, nevertheless, not my will. Because we just said that selfishness is the number one relationship killer. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to get to the point where we say in the relationships, nevertheless, not my will. It's not about what I want. It's about what I can do for you, is what I can do for the family. because it's gonna be hard, but nevertheless, not my will, but thy will, God's will be done. You know, and that's what we have to be. That's how we fight through this thing, because nobody's gonna be perfect.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Good stuff.
All right. Thank you,
Yes.
brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Man, Andre,
Versa,
you
I
gotta come
appreciate
back,
you.
man.
Yeah,
Everybody,
we're gonna have
everybody.
to invite you on one day, Verse. Actually, on, and you
Yes.
so you can just tell us. You can verbally tell me that I'm right. Okay.
Or wrong. You might be
Yeah.
a wrong person. So you
Yeah,
know, she a big girl. She a big girl. She can handle it. I tell her she's
yeah,
wrong
I can
quite
handle when I'm
often.
wrong. And even if I don't handle it right away, I eventually get to the point and say,
You
you know
get
what,
to
you
it.
were right.
I mean, so
So
hey, but that's one of the things I respect for you. You take your criticism like a champ. Man, if I was as wrong as you as often as I am, man, I don't know how I could do it. But you come back here every Thursday and you take it like a champ, man. I'm so proud of
how
you.
many people agree with me in these comments earlier today? Yeah, I don't
Uh,
think I was wrong. I think I was pretty right. Think you
no,
were kind of wrong.
you was
But
on
as we
point
said, we're
today.
gonna disagree to agree.
Right,
That's what
right.
she said. She didn't say agree to disagree. She's gonna disagree to agree.
I'm not. We didn't get her to cut. We didn't get her to elaborate on that, so I'm not really sure where she was going with that. Hey man, but this has been good, man. I once again definitely appreciate you guys. But we will be back next week, and
We will.
we listen, y'all. We, if y'all have a topic that y'all want us to talk about next week, put it in the comments, and we will definitely put it in queue and all that good stuff. Okay.
And
All
make sure
right.
y'all follow us on if y'all haven't liked and follow our Facebook page, Live with Eric and SoSo, please go ahead and follow and like and share our Live with Eric and SoSo page. And also like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube page, Live with Eric and SoSo. We are trying to build that page up. I don't know how many followers we got on there. I haven't even been checking. I ain't even gonna lie.
Me and
But
you.
I'm gonna try to push that page a little more often. And soon we'll have a TikTok page. As soon as I get time to make our TikTok, we will have a TikTok.
Awesome.
But right now we do have a Facebook where it is growing. And please like and follow that and share that page also. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for y'all comments and just I just love when everybody get involved and it's so much conversation to have. And these days also be a little. I learn a lot from these conversations too. Like it actually these having these like relationship topics either here or my unfiltered pages, like it really helps me
Me too.
grow as a person. Trying to start dating again and what I'm saying, eventually get into a relationship. So these days really do help me. Also, Eric book, www.thepowerof2x.com. Please purchase it. Still waiting on him to send it to me so I can put it in my movie.
Mm.
Also,
Send me
one
your
day,
address
maybe,
again. Send me your
one
address.
day, one day, maybe soon, who knows, maybe next year or two, my book will be out. So just be looking for that also. I think I'm just
Yes.
gonna just have to keep
Yes.
writing on my own and stuff. But yeah, so good night, everybody.
Good
Love
night.
y'all.
Good
Eric, I
night.
want to talk to you backstage. I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
All right. All right,
Don't
good
be
night.
fussing at me. I'm
I'm
not
not
going
fussing.
backstage if you're gonna be fussing.
I don't know. I gotta no,
Yeah, down. Say I can't win, I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win, I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished shit until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. Yeah, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished shit until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game game for the win. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of rush to keep them stressing. I've been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but the judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace up my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not capping. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat up and stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Importer from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flow on Tupac.